A 43-year-old truck driver has been arrested after police allegedly discovered stolen copper cable worth more than 300,000 rands during an intelligence-driven operation on the N1 near Bloemfontein. The suspect was intercepted in the early hours of Saturday, July 25, 2026, while allegedly transporting the copper from Bloemfontein to Johannesburg. Members of the Bloemfontein flying squad acted on intelligence regarding a white Volvo Stralis 430 horse pulling two trailers suspected of carrying stolen copper cable. The truck was stopped behind a filling station in the Glen Police Station precinct, where a preliminary investigation began. Police contacted a supervisor from Sentlek, SOC, Ltd's engineering wires section, who positively identified some of the copper cables as Sentlek property. The suspect told police he had traveled from Wadeville in Germiston to Gemini Scrap Metal in Watkey Street, Orangezig, to collect recyclable cargo. The truck was then escorted to the Bainsvlei police station grounds, where additional copper cables were identified by Telkom and Eskom technicians. The recovered copper cables were estimated to be worth more than 300,000 rands. Police opened a case of tampering with, damaging or destroying essential infrastructure under the Criminal Matters Amendment Act 18 of 2015, as well as possession of presumably stolen property at Glen Police Station. The 43-year-old suspect is expected to appear in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court soon. KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Drugs and Firearms Unit officers conducted an intelligence-driven operation in Montclair that resulted in the arrest of a 58-year-old Nigerian national for alleged possession of drugs. The operation was carried out by SAPS members, who recovered suspected narcotics during the intervention. Authorities confirmed the arrest following the successful operation conducted there. Police said the suspect was found in possession of 96 pieces of rock cocaine with an estimated street value of 76,800 rands. The recovered drugs were seized as evidence. SAPS stated the arrest formed part of ongoing efforts by the Provincial Drugs and Firearms Unit targeting drug-related offenses across communities in KwaZulu-Natal. The 58-year-old suspect is expected to appear before the Durban Magistrates Court on Monday, July 27. Court proceedings are expected to address the charge of possession of drugs arising from the police operation. SAPS has not released any additional information regarding the investigation or the circumstances surrounding the arrest. Mpumzile Nampachini, who is 33 years, has been sentenced to an effective 20 years direct imprisonment by the Blue Downs Regional Court after being convicted of murdering South African Police Service, SAPS, member Constable Asavila Mate, and defeating the ends of justice. The sentence was handed down on July 24, 2026. He was also declared unfit to possess a firearm after being found guilty. The court sentenced Nampachini to 15 years direct imprisonment for the murder of Constable Mate and a further 5 years for defeating the ends of justice, bringing his effective sentence to 20 years. He was, however, acquitted on the second count of rape. The conviction follows the killing of the police officer during an incident in October 2023. According to reports, Constable Mate had been socializing with a colleague in Fulini when Nampachini, who is the colleague's brother, joined them. The pair became close before an argument broke out between them. During the absence of his sister, who had temporarily left, Nampachini assaulted Mate to death. When his sister returned, she found her colleague dead, while the accused had already disposed of the body, which was later discovered nearby. The Hawks provincial head, Major General Mikado, welcomed the conviction and sentence, praising the collaborative efforts between the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, Hawks, and the National Prosecuting Authority. He said their joint work ensured that justice was served following the murder of Constable Asavila Mate. 6 suspects were arrested in Kimberley after police recovered suspected stolen copper cables valued at approximately 16,913 rands. During an intelligence-driven operation on Thursday, July 23, 2026. The arrests followed a swift response by members attached to the Kimberley police station after information was received about cables allegedly being stripped. Police officers were conducting routine patrols in Florianville at about 2010 when they received information about an address where copper cables were reportedly being stripped. On arrival, officers found 5 men and 1 woman, aged between 27 and 53, allegedly busy stripping the cables at the property. When questioned by police, the 6 suspects were unable to provide a satisfactory explanation regarding the ownership of the copper cables. A case of possession of suspected stolen property was subsequently registered at the Kimberley police station, and investigations into the matter are continuing. Francis Bard District Commissioner Major General Charlotte Macari praised the officers for their swift response, which resulted in the arrests and recovery of the suspected stolen cables. The South African Police Service in the Northern Cape said it remains committed to investigating and combating crimes involving the theft of and damage to essential infrastructure. A surprise intelligence-driven raid led by National Commissioner Makothi Thobakgale at Durban Correctional Facility uncovered contraband including crystal meth, woona, mandrax, daga, cell phones, and homemade knives. The operation targeted the maximum centers and remand detainees' kitchen unit following weeks of intelligence gathering. Authorities say the crackdown is part of an ongoing effort to dismantle criminal syndicates operating inside correctional facilities and stop the smuggling of illegal items. Correctional Services has vowed to continue intelligence-led operations to keep prisons safe, secure, and free from corruption. The initiative remains focused on preventing the movement of prohibited items within correctional facilities through enforcement.